Peter, we started off early this morning and we started off on a babbling brook up the top there, that roar of water going over your first structure. We get down here and I'm going, well, where's the water?
The sponge is still filling. Right. That's all it is.
Well, it's phenomenal. I mean, we've just walked through this 3 stages of casuarinas. We can see these tiny little nursery ones here, 100 mils or so high. A couple of years ago's growth and 50 years ago's growth. And then when we pan down there, we see what it all was like.
That's right. That's what it was all like, yep. In fact, there's still residual fertility getting through this, and so that's got a lot more grass. If you just go another 5 or 6 k's down the creek, it'll be just sand. There'll be no grass.
Just a wide open
sandy stream, yeah.
Stream. Well, there ain't no water here. So if we want to be in that forest like we were just in there, down there in a few years' time, what process would you go through?
We'd have to jump a bit. Almost automatically it'll spread into there. But if we were sort of talking about another 2 kilometres down, you would have to get the reeds established, a few rocks and logs in the system, start another step, which I will have to do, because I don't want a head wall cut coming back through the system, and this one is probably reasonably secure, but I like to have a couple of backups. And so we would have another repeat of what we've got here.
Working there. So you'd start down the bay. Now you've got this secure above, yep. And you've got a system coming through.
That's right.
You'd start down the bottom and the two will join up.
They'll join up, yeah.
And then eventually this will be like we were in just up there, a mass of casuarinas.
The main thing is that this will grow, like we were looking at how dramatically it's grown. See how deep the banks are here, and it's down there to within ½ a metre of the floodplain. Once it gets to that, only the present channel can let water through, and that'll get heavily invaded by water plants, and then we'll get a trickle on the floodplain. Now, people don't realise that in a really big flood, water that's 1 kilometre wide and a couple of inches deep is 10 times as much water as would have ever gone through even this eroded channel. And we get fussed about putting a few trees in an eroded channel, probably change the potential by 10 or 15% at the most, usually only 3 or 4%, even willows in a stream. What we never realise is just how much water is involved in those floods that flood everybody.
Yeah.
And the change in the streamline would probably make a difference to the flood head about that much. Okay. Instead of getting, the house flooded a metre deep, it's a metre and a couple of centimetres. It's the only difference. Yeah. If you go and get the one, it is slightly stained, but you get the one out of that came out of the tap, and it'll probably be darker than that.
And that water was quite stained in the ponds just up there before it flowed through.
It's a lot better than the water we're getting out of the tap, because see, it's coming from 18 feet down. You couldn't tell that from...
It's like a good wine, it's too good to spit out.